Greetings, blessed love. How are you, life warrior? I hope that you are starting your week off in high spirits and with a positive mindset. I'd love to share the quote for today for this Monday message. And it's a great quote. It's one of my favorites. I actually use it a lot in my yoga classes. So if you've been in my classes, you've most likely heard me say this, I don't know, many, many times. So this quote is by Zig Ziglar. And just big ups to Zig Ziglar. He is just sort of like a pioneer in the personal development movement. And so I have a lot of gratitude and respect for him. But this quote I remember the first time I heard it, and it just really struck a chord with me. So here it goes. You don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start in order to be great. You see, many of us are waiting to start until we feel like we're great. And we're waiting to start because we haven't perfected something yet. And we're waiting to start because, we don't have everything all in the right place, and it's just not like the way that we envisioned it to be. Most of us just don't start because we're afraid to be seen as small or inadequate. And so then we never ever go after our dreams or our goals, and we never achieve our visions for ourselves because we never start. We're waiting for like that day when we wake up and we're like, I'm great, so I'll just start making videos. But we don't get great at making videos until we start practicing doing them, and so we have to start somewhere. I'm speaking for myself here. We have to start somewhere. We got to meet ourselves right where we're at, and we have to start. We'll never be great if we don't start. Now, the beautiful thing is there is greatness within you. It's already ingrained inside of you. But we have to start that journey, that process of unfoldment into our greater good, into our greatness, into our divine plan that is like naturally within us. We have to start the journey like to that unfoldment. It doesn't we don't just wake up one day and we're like, I've unfolded and I'm great and I'm like ready to do this thing. I can write the book now. I can launch that career now, and I can finally advertise that I have this professional skill and I'm here to offer my services. We think that we have to be good at it already and then we can do it. This is not how it works, and we know that as children. We know that no kid starts out great at walking. Not a single kid starts out great at walking. They all look like a drunk who needs to put down the bottle and go to sleep. If you've raised a kid, you know what I mean. When you see them starting to walk, they look like a drunk. They look like a hot mess. But we never turn to that kid and say, you know what, you're not so great at that. Maybe you shouldn't do it. We would never ever do that. Kids, when they're little and they start drawing, I remember so many times my kids have brought me artwork and drawings, and they're like, look what I drew. And I'm like, awesome, what is it? And I'm like, it's an elephant. I cannot see an elephant anywhere on that paper. And I'm like, that's great, buddy. Keep going. We would never tell that kid, you're not so good at drawing. You should just give it up. You're not great at it. We know as adults, 2 children, that it takes time to cultivate a skill. So I don't know why as adults we forget. And we just think, I'm not great at it, so I shouldn't do it. We'll never get great at it unless you start somewhere. So my friends, I'm challenging you to start somewhere this week. If you want to get better at something in your life, just start where you are, and don't be afraid to, be a hot mess, or to be a novice, or to be an amateur, or to mess up, to not be so great. You'll never get great until you get going. So if you are having this desire within you to really express yourself into your greatness, you got to get started right where you are. You can't wait until you're perfect, because that day will never come. You can't wait till you're great. That day will never come. You got to start the journey now and head towards your greatness by showing up with little small actions every day that allow you to cultivate those skills and those gifts and those abilities that you have that are already ingrained within you. You just got to cultivate them. And you got to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. So my friends, start somewhere this week. Whatever it is that you want to get better at, whatever it is that you want to be great at, even if it seems like it's a far off dream, start. Start simple, but start now. Just take one small step. That's all you need to do. And then you take the next right step and the next right step. And eventually time goes by and you can look back and you can go, wow, I've really come a long way. But you can't say that unless you start. You gotta start. So don't wait to like wake up and feel amazing to start. Just start. Start. You don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start in order to be great. All right, my friends, I hope that that was helpful for your week and inspired you to start somewhere on your journey and out on your path. As I tell my students, my teacher trainer students, often I say, you just got to be willing to show up and suck. That's just part of the first step is, like even me making these videos, I had to be willing to show up and suck at it. And I might, these videos are still kind of not that great. They're getting better. Whether, they have a lot of room for improvement, but I'm here and I'm doing it, and lots of people are getting benefit along the way, and I'm getting better as I do it, and I'll never get to where I want to be if I don't go through this journey here. And so start somewhere, my friend, start somewhere. Eventually you get past that phase of you have to be willing to show up and suck, and you can graduate to a new level that I call, now you get to show up and shine. But you never get to the shiny part until you've had like some of the fumbles and the follies and the difficulties and the mess ups and the do-overs. Like you'll never get to the great stuff until you get through all the not so good stuff. And you just you got to journey through it. And don't be afraid to be seen starting small. Don't be afraid. Just start. To me, I think that is one of the most courageous things somebody can do. And I have a lot of respect and a lot of gratitude and appreciation for people who are willing to start small, because they know that little step of willingness to start where they are is what's going to get them to where they want to go. So what can you do this week to start to move you in the direction of where you want to go in life, where you can really step into your greatness? Just think about it, take some time to ponder it, and then give yourself permission to start. Don't worry about other people's opinions. Don't worry about it. Lots of people think that that certain people are just like an overnight success, and it's not true. There's no such thing as an overnight success. If you want to, be an overnight success, if you want to be an overnight success, you have to be an everyday hustler. That means you got to start on the journey. And you got to get going. And people are going to look at you, and they're going to say things about you, and they're going to laugh at you, and they're going to criticize you, and they're going to question you, and you just keep going anyways, because then all of a sudden you're going to look back, and everyone else is going to look back and be like, where'd this person come from? Because you started. You took those steps, and you stayed on the journey, and you started. You will inevitably end up at your greatness. So my friends, I hope you start this week. Find something. Tiny little thing or a big thing, whatever it is, just meet yourself right where you're at. Do yourself the biggest favor. Meet yourself right where you're at and get started. Don't worry about what it looks like. Just get to it. Your life is waiting for you. All right, happy Monday. If you enjoyed this video, please drop me a like, leave a comment. If you have a friend or a family member or somebody you know who you think could benefit from hearing this video, please be kind and share the knowledge and the wisdom. I'd be most grateful, and I'm sure they would be too. All right, I'll see you next Monday. Have a beautiful, glorious week, everyone. Namaste.